There you go. It's got a nice adjustment underneath. You go in with a screwdriver, just your normal flathead, you'd adjust it how you have to. Welcome to another Sniper Side video. Today we're going to take a look at the new Vortex Razor HD 4.5-27 tactical scope. This is their latest scope released at SHOT Show, just starting to come out to the public this month. Been really excited about this scope since seeing it at SHOT. It has all the best features someone can want in a tactical scope while going back to a more traditional design. I really like the simplicity of this optic. It has locking windage and locking elevation in the most simplest manner. Pick it up, you've unlocked it, push it back, and you've locked them down. Up, back. Zero stops locking, illuminated. The scope has everything, not to mention a great magnification range. 4.5 with no tunneling to 27 power. It is an excellent scope for a rifle such as this where you're looking to exploit the accuracy of the package. We have a Macmillan Alias here, 6.5 Creedmoor, great rifle. This scope helps us get the most out of it. We leave nothing on the table going to a scope of this type. Price point, street value, about $2,500, which is well worth the value for this type of scope. I would definitely put it with the $3,000 plus optics out there, but Vortex, in their wisdom, brought the price down to a manageable $2,500. You would not see any difference in say, well, should I get that $3,600 scope or do I save $1,000 and buy the Vortex? You are not getting anything out of that $3,600 scope. You're not going to get out of this one right here. We've been putting it through its paces, taking it out to distance. I've been using it for easily a month now, and I'm really happy with the accuracy, the repeatability, and the durability of it. Is there a downside to this scope? Well, maybe. It's up to you, the end user, to decide that. We all see things slightly different, and we all have different uses for our scopes. This one tends to run on the heavy side. It's about 3 pounds, which only brings it to about a half an ounce, or rather 5 ounces heavier than your average 5 to 25 out there. So yes, it is a little heavier, but 5 ounces, is that really going to kill you? I don't think so. But again, it's your personal preference. Vortex knocked it out of the park with this razor. I was a big fan of the 1:6. I thought it was their best optic to date, and they took everything they put in that 1:6 and they put it in this scope. And then some. 4.5-27 with the new mill-based reticle. I'm a big fan of this reticle. It's not overly cluttered. It doesn't have a lot going on. It allows me to get in there and fine-tune my shots. It's not too thick, it's not too thin. It allows you to use it at multiple powers and still see the subtensions that are going on there. So let's take a look at this scope on the firing line and we'll demonstrate some of its features. We have 7 mils on the Sniper's High target. Generally, you want to go at least 10 mils when you're checking it. We've done this scope several times now, going back and forth. We've taken it out to distance. So we're just going to, for demonstration, show you what to do for the vertical test and to double check it. So first thing to do is the dot. There we have our 1-inch dot. Looks pretty good and centered up. Unlock the turret, coming up 1 mil. We're aiming at the same dot. and looks good. That's a 3/8 inch dot, not too bad. Coming up, 2 mils. Slight little wiggle, but we're right there. 6 mils. Right there. And 7. It's there. Okay, here's the sniper's high target that we did the vertical test with. We double checked our 0. We're right there, good solid 0. We came back to our starting point. This is a 1-inch dot, centered on the 1-inch dot, so we know we're good. From here, we dialed up 1 mil at a time. Hit the dot, and these are 3/8 of an inch dot. Then I had a little bit of frank wiggle, right there. We're right back to center punching. Hit the dot, back into the center at the top. This is what I do every time I come out to the range with a new scope. When I'm testing a scope, I want to make sure everything's going to work right. So not only do I shoot it like everybody else would shoot it, I'll take it out to steel. I have steel here to 1400. I shoot it on paper to start. I run that test, I come back to 0, then I'll go out and shoot paper. Before I leave, I'll double check a 0 like this and make sure that I'm right back to where I was and that there's no surprises. This isn't something you have to do every time, but you should do the first time you take a scope out. You should toll test it. Try to do it at least 10 mils, but the optimal way to do it would be 100% of your usable elevation. If you have to, with a target like this, you can dial up to 7, then hold 7 mils on the reticle, main crosshair below, and then dial up 7 more. That'll give you 14. That should tell you what's going on and help you determine how your scope's adjusting. There is software out there to help you check the exact click value. Field Firing Solution has a calibration tool. You would tell it how far you shot it, what you did, and what it measured. Other times I'll use that 4-foot level, and I'll start at the top of the level, dial my elevation to the bottom, put that click count into Field Firing Solution, and it'll tell me to the 1/10 of a mil or better, actually 100th of a mil, what the adjustment should be. So if there has to be an offset put into any ballistic computer, you have it. But the Vortex has been performing flawlessly. I've been really impressed with this optic on paper, on steel, using it. It's just been a great scope all around.